I'm going to tell you 3 brutal truths that you need to hear if you were between 14 to 18 years old. When I first started, I didn't understand these 3 ideas. I hated doing work, I couldn't focus, and getting better was 10 times harder than it should have been. And if you don't want that to happen to you, then I think you're going to need to hear this. If it seems like everyone else has it easier than you, it's because they do. Now what? You have to assume that luck is real, but not for you. The only way to guarantee winning is to brute force your way to the finish line. Stop waiting for the magic to happen. Luck is real, but not for you. Listen, I only became part of the top students recently, and on my way to the top, I compared myself to the best of the best. And I lost my shit. I mean, think about it. How is it that some people study 2 hours before the final exam and ace it like it's nothing? How is it that some people are playing video games in class every single day and acing every math test like it's not even a challenge? And if you've ever had this feeling before, you know it just makes you feel dumb as rocks. I studied hours and hours just to get a 90% on this assignment. This guy puts in 2 hours of work and gets a higher mark than me, and he's playing Rocket League for 8 hours a day. What the fuck? And it's almost like people are just born smarter than other people. It sucks having to bust your ass for hours while the person next to you gets to cruise through life like he has cheat codes. But you know what's worse? Being enough of a loser to think, oh my god, it's not fair. Oh my god, I don't want to compete against those people. Jeez, I don't even want to try. Because, I don't know if you've noticed this, but life isn't fair. And all of you guys are rolling your eyes at me right now thinking, oh my god, of course I know that, Daniel. Of course I know life isn't fair. But you still act like it should be for you. You get mad when other people have it easier than you. You get upset when other people have what you don't have. You think your circumstances are so hard. People are smarter than you, stronger than you, richer than you, luckier than you. And you know what? It is hard. You do have a hard life. Now what? Are you going to be one of those people who roll over and die because you don't want to put in more work? Are you going to be one of those people who let the world dictate your actions, your life, your whole story? Or are you going to win despite those things stacked against you? The path that you have is your own path and no one else's. Stop expecting to figure it out eventually and figure it out now. If you're still watching this video, it means that my little rant made sense to you. And right now, you might even be feeling a little motivated to go out there and do some work. It's normal. People spend a lot of time trying to improve themselves. However, most of us fall into this trap of thinking the size of our effort determines the amount of success we get. Just because you work hard doesn't mean you deserve anything more. Hard work works on you more than you work on it, and you get what you deserve. Don't be entitled, stay in the game. I used to get so frustrated whenever I would spend 4 hours a day studying and still couldn't get 100% on my test. I used to lose my mind whenever I would spend over 30 hours or more every single week to try and post a new YouTube video that's better than the last, but still gets 100 or 200 views. And you might feel the same way in other areas of your life where you do spend a lot of time, but you don't see results. You disappoint yourself, you fail, and it's no wonder why it is so difficult for us to push past our limits and to stay committed long enough to see real results happen. But the way that I have learned to deal with this emotion, this despair, and this frustration is to understand that your results come from how capable you are. It's almost like I'm a video game character. The higher my level, the better the results I'm going to get. And to level up, I need to do work. Work itself does not equal success. Work makes me more capable, makes me better, and help me level up so that I can be successful. But work itself does not equal success. There is a difference. And in thinking this way, I have eliminated a lot of the self-hatred and the self-doubt. Every single time I fail or disappoint myself, I still feel bad, I still feel upset, but I know that it is not because all my work is wasted. It's simply because I'm not capable enough yet. And that is something I can train. It sounds harsh, but most of your friends are only your friends because you guys were in close proximity with one another. In 20 years, you will detach from most of your friends now, and in 40 years, you won't even remember most of them. True friends won't take it personally if you tell them you need to disappear and focus on yourself for a while. You don't need to be cool, you don't need to be popular, look out for yourself, because no one cares about you more than you. Unless you're depressed, but in that case, you shouldn't be watching this video. You should be getting help. But I say this because I spent an insane amount of time trying to please my friends. After graduating from primary school, my parents moved addresses, and so I went to a brand new high school knowing literally no one. And so as you can imagine, I spent the first 2 weeks of school sitting at park benches alone for lunch because I didn't have anyone I could talk to. And so imagine how happy I was when I found a group of friends who were also pretty popular. Suddenly I knew everybody and everyone was inviting me out to go to places. And you can imagine how hooked and addicted I became to this game for social status, to this game of belonging, to be respected among everyone else. And so I went out whenever they would ask me to play video games. I went out whenever they would ask me to, go to a restaurant or, go to a party. And I wasted so much time. Not in the sense that I didn't have fun. I had great memories. But after a certain point, and if you go out a lot, you might know this, which is everything becomes a little bit stale. You kind of understand or know what's going to happen next. It all starts to feel a little bit mundane for you. But for me, I was just too scared to tell them no. And I think for a lot of people, they have this fear of saying no to someone whenever someone invites them out. And so I ended up going out even when I didn't want to. And I kept this up for almost a year. I was miserable. My grades were bad because I spent all my time outside when I didn't want to. And it was just awful. And so one day I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna go out anymore. I was still too scared to reject people, but instead I would stop asking people to hang out. And I would only go out if people asked me to. And so I stopped texting people. And I thought when I started doing this little challenge that people were going to be asking me where I went, people were going to be texting me saying, hey, why didn't you come to our party last night? Very, very few people texted me. I think only my closest friends texted me. But for the most people who I actually went out with more, they didn't text me. And I realized that people aren't thinking about you all the time. When they go to bed, they're not wondering why Daniel didn't go to their party last night. And it's not like they dislike you, they just have better things to worry about. And so if you are this person who feels like they're a slave to the game of social life and thinks that they're going to become irrelevant if they don't keep putting themselves out there, realize that realistically no one gives a shit about you. You care about yourself the most, and so you should take care of yourself first before trying to appease anyone else. And don't think for a second that, oh, but if I do this, I'll be happy. The reality is, 99.9% of people don't give a fuck about you. True friends won't get mad at you if you don't entertain them. You don't need to be cool, you don't need to be popular. Take care of yourself. Because again, no one cares about you more than you.